Zizi Kodwa, ANC spokesperson, who joins us on the line now. Zizi, thank you very much for coming onto the line to talk to us. We appreciate your time. What is your response to the statement put out by the Deputy Finance Minister?
Thanks very much, Joseph. Our earlier statement, which reaffirm, among others, the authority and the prerogative of appointment of ministers and the deputies. That prerogative is exercised by the President in consultation with the leadership of the Alliance and that of the ANC. But however, there's been a frequency of allegations, which one of them have been confirmed by the Deputy Minister, that it would appear that there are certain individuals, unelected, who seem to be very powerful in influencing the appointment of ministers, including the replacement. And in this regard, it's a concern, which I think in our expectation of the upcoming National Executive Committee over this weekend, is an issue that we can't just close our eyes, because it does create a perception that either the individuals within the state or those in the public service have been compromised to the point that it may create a perception of a capture, of state capture or corporate capture, that certain individuals within the monopoly, big monopolies, or certain families that have got strong balance sheet are influencing the direction and appointment of ministers. The ANC must restate and restore its confidence that its credibility is not in doubt, and that credibility of government in relation to taking decisions is not in doubt among our people.
Has President Jacob Zuma allowed the Guptas to capture the state?
Not at all. There's no individual, in our view, who can influence either individuals, however strong they are, unelected outside of government. West to capture the African National Congress is impossible. The ANC, West also with the state. Part of what the ANC must do in acting in the interest of a democratically elected government is exactly to protect the authority of a democratical state, but secondly to defend and protect the African National Congress from any individuals, regardless of their political proximity to an individual or to a collective of the ANC, because at least the ANC must rise up to the occasion, that there mustn't be any doubt in the minds of South Africans about the credibility, the authority of their own organization, the African National Congress.
Are you saying the Guptas acted without the president's permission in this matter?
Well, we have no reason to believe that anybody acting outside of the elected structures would do so with the influence or with the permission of the leadership of the ANC. But we don't want to create doubts. We have seen in the past people acting in a manner that suggested that they acted with the permission on a mandate of certain individuals, and those allegations have never been proved. But we view this allegation quite serious, regardless on whose behalf they are acting. And to an extent that one has been confirmed, that they are bold and got audacity to call members of the cabinet wherever they are meeting to tell them that they are offering them positions. It's an issue that I think as a political organization we can't take it light, because that is eroding the authority of the Constitution in relation to the powers of the President, as well as undermining the confidence of our people to the African National Congress.
But the President seemed to be defying the ANC, which was neither here nor there, when asked about whether it knew about the removal of Finance Minister Nhlanhla Nene and his replacement by Des van Rooyen at the time at which it happened. Have you asked President Jacob Zuma about his involvement in this?
Our expectation is that this matter, in the overall political discussion of the National Executive Committee, it can close its eyes on this matter whilst it discusses our readiness of local government, how do we grow an economy, how do we build confidence, given the fact that we are in a situation of difficult conditions in terms of macroeconomic, and therefore we must deal with many issues. We hope that meeting will give some answers, not only on this issue, but many other issues, because there's the number of allegations thrown around, which I think the ANC at this stage needs to rise up to the occasion and perhaps show a united force of leadership.
So you have no idea at this point what the President has had to say about Minister Jonas's statement?
The issue is not for us to call the president. The issue for us, which I think is important for the African National Congress, is that when there's a threat to the authority of the ANC, we must deal with that threat. If there are certain
President Jacob Zuma not a threat to the authority of the ANC at this point?
The issue we raised, which is confirmed by Jonas, is that he was approached by a family. We must deal with that phenomenon. Whether there are big monopolies outside, or not only just one family on one big Gupta family, the number of monopolies who are doing everything to influence the public service in the adjudication of tenders, who can be regarded as corporate capture, those on public service, who act in a manner that satisfies particular material interests of those individuals. And therefore, we can't narrow this now to the president. What is being confirmed is that clearly there is a voice outside of the elected structures of government that seems to undermine the elected structure and erode the confidence and authority of elected government.
But the conduit for this alleged Gupta state capture, if reports are to be believed, appears to be President Jacob Zuma.
That issue is an issue of perception at times, because nobody can actually, for now, say what Mcebisi Jonas has confirmed. The meeting is talking about is directly linked to the permission to do so from the president. We are making a speculation, and I think it's a narrative that I think has been in the public discourse, but we must be factual. What the deputy minister has reported is that he was called by the family. The issue is whether that family had the permission is not asked. It's asked in the ANC, and I think people had an opportunity to ask the deputy minister, probably from the family, that question can be posed. Why do you have this bold and audacity to call members of the national cabinet to talk about not just appointment, but to talk about replacements? And you are not elected structure to do so. You have no constitutional right or authority to do so.
If the president is found to be the link to the Guptas, will you recall him?
I think to preempt a discussion, it may be dangerous, because it may just be within the discussions of the public discourse of what people expect to happen. It must guide the outcome of the African National Congress. For us as the ANC, it is a serious matter. We can no longer close our eyes. We've got to discuss it frankly. We must discuss it not because we want to punish any individual. We must have this discussion in the interest of the people of South Africa, to defend and protect our democracy, to defend and protect the African National Congress, the only hope that our people have.
Thanks very much for talking to us, Zizi Kodwa, ANC spokesperson, joining us on the line.